and talk about this court ruling that kind of vindicates Edward Snowden. So, a little bit of a different whistleblower subject here. Snowden leaked to Greenwald and the Washington Post, not to WikiLeaks. However, he was assisted in getting from Hong Kong in an attempt to get to Ecuador, but they helped him get out of Hong Kong or Beijing or wherever he was and about to be arrested and get him on a plane, which was eventually, he was forced to get stuck in Russia then. But Assange was critical to helping Assange was critical to helping Snowden get out of Hong Kong. So to talk about Snowden a little bit and just what this really means, and I saw him on Twitter saying that this was some vindication. So talk about it a little bit. Well, what's happening here?
Yeah, sure. So on Thursday, we had a Circuit Appeals Court issue a ruling, albeit, sort of 7 years after the fact now, but they've issued a ruling that basically found the NSA surveillance program that Snowden exposed, found that they've ruled that illegal. They said that was it violated the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or the FISA law, which is sort of like the foundational surveillance law in the U.S. that they use to spy on sometimes Americans, but they go through this thing called the FISA court where they have to be authorized and all this stuff. And this appeals court found in this ruling that mass bulk collection program was a violation of the FISA law. And they said it might be unconstitutional, which is kind of but that's what they deliberated. They found that it might be unconstitutional, but a definite violation of the FISA law. And another significant thing about this ruling too, I think, is they actually said that some U.S. officials who claimed that who defended this bulk collection program, that they basically lied. That these officials went around citing this one particular case where these four people in the U.S. were accused of giving money to, I think, al-Shabaab, jihadists in Somalia. And it was claimed in that case that the NSA bulk collection program played a huge role in getting their conviction. And the court in this ruling said explicitly that no, they lied about that the NSA thing did not play a role in that conviction. And so this is one of the major things they used to argue for it. And no, there's no basis for that. They said, I think the classified record doesn't reflect that. And I mean, the ruling didn't get into this, but there've been quite a few things that they've claimed that have been used to sell this bulk collection program. I think they claimed that Osama bin Laden was found because they had spied on one of his couriers or something. But that kind of turned, if you believe what Seymour Hersh reported, that no, that was actually just a Pakistani intelligence official, just he was a walk-in. He just kind of volunteered the information to the CIA, that it was not gained through some NSA thing. And then there's also, of course, James Clapper back, I think in I think it was 2013. I think it was right after Snowden had leaked this stuff. But the director of national intelligence just blatantly lied to the Senate's face and just saying no, there's no, we don't spy on Americans. There is no bulk collection. And so there's been quite a bit of lying about this program. This court ruling only addressed one of the narrow arguments for it, but I think we can point out several of the lies that have been used to justify that program, which I think they've now shut down. That's what they claim. I think last year they had that they shuttered the call records collection program, which who knows if I don't really buy that necessarily. How long did they get away with doing it in secret before we did eventually find out about it? So I think it's very possible they could just revert to doing it in secret again.
Right, and from my understanding, one of the things they do is they just get the call companies to hold the information, and then they just get massive blanket warrants to search any and all the information. So now they don't even have to hold on to it. The companies do and just give it to them anyways. And then especially pointing out the James Clapper lie. I think we should point out that he's been somewhat of a central figure in this whole Russiagate thing. Not like John Brennan or James Comey. At least he hasn't been quite as vocal as those two, but he was in a key intelligence role at the end of the Obama administration, and has went on record and has supported the Russiagate claims. And now this guy is found by a court to be lying in front of Congress. Well, not, I guess, in a perjury trial or anything, but a court found that. You would think that would have to start to raise some question marks, especially on, the left that's at least, according to their platform, concerned about civil liberties. Wouldn't you care a little bit about that kind of thing? But I'm guessing we're not going to see a whole lot of outrage or anything happening there.
No, I don't expect that. And this recent ruling was actually not the first time that the bulk collection program had been ruled illegal. I think in 2015 there was a different appeals court that had ruled like pretty much the same thing. But in that case, I think they had just said that like the Section 215 of the Patriot Act, which is what they had been claiming was, that justified a lot of this bulk collection. I think they just said it doesn't authorize that kind of program. Whereas like this more recent ruling, I think actually said that, no, this actually violates the FISA law. And that it's not just like they didn't just like sort of question whether it was authorized. They're actually saying, no, this outwardly violates the law. And so, but there have been previous court rulings that sort of like cut against this, that type of bulk collection before.